I'm Jack Cromines with Psychology Tonight, your host, as usual. My guest tonight, Richard Patrick. Thank you for coming to the show, Richard.
You're welcome.
So, I was told that you have split personality disorder. Do you feel comfortable talking about that?
I don't have a problem talking about it, but there's some friends in my head that they don't like to talk about it, and if I start talking about it, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Well, can you describe one of these friends in detail in case we end up meeting them tonight?
Well, one of them is Christopher Walken, and you know, it's kind of hard being stuck in this misshapen body of a man. I'm used to being more physically fit and intimidating in my roles.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Walken. And I can honestly say, as a means of assuring you, I'm not too happy with my shape either. So we have that in common.
Well, I don't know who Walken is, but my name's Al Pacino, and you're looking a little pudgy there, buddy. Oh,
Thank you, Mr. Pacino. It's a pleasure to meet you as well. Who am I speaking to now?
Well, it's your old pal, Mr. J, the Joker, Clown Prince of Crime.
Hello, Joker. I'm not gonna be speaking.
Are you struggling with the punchline, dear?
Yes. Joker.
Well, if it's one thing the Bat has taught me all these years, it's how to deliver a good punchline, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, let me ask you this, Joker, before you end up being shuffled in by Chris Farley. What would you say?
now how did you read my mind?
I was making it up.
Could you please repeat the question? I'm sorry, I
was-
kind of get a little spazzy in interviews.
I was going to ask the Joker if he had any mental illnesses himself, but Chris Farley, I already know the one you have.
Yeah, the kind of illness I have is what doctors call a little bit of a weight problem.
Yes, that seems
I
to
would
be
grab
the
bear
topic
claws
for-
as a kid, and I'd get them lodged right in this region here. And I
So do you,
have a problem doing coke.
if I may, do you think you are the sole cause of the weight problem for Richard, the vessel that contains all these wonderful personalities?
Well, I don't know what Chris would know, but Jimmy Stewart, have a feeling that it would be a cause of going after the Doritos and the donuts that they have at the craft services here.
I see.
Well, actually, my name is David Attenborough,
I see.
and I'm known around the world for my distinct voice and my affinity for animals.
For animals, well, what would you say your favorite animal amongst your affinity would be?
Well, I'd have to say that my favorite animal is the fluffy bunny. Because, you see, when they hop around the garden, it just makes me sort of happy to see them.
I see what you did there. Now, would you say that that's a stress relief for the mental illness or any stress that you might have related to that you and Richard seem to share?
Of course, me being trapped in this shabby vessel of a body, when I look and see bunnies as they nibble on the carrots in the garden, it really makes me quite happy to see them doing what they do in their natural habitat.
Happy and hoppy.
Correct. Don't steal my jokes, you f***ing idiot.
Oh, all right.
We will be censored for television, my dear boy, don't worry.
Would you mind if I spoke to Richard briefly?
I'll see what I can do. Here we have the Richard waiting to speak in his natural voice. I'm sorry, I was gone for a minute there.
That's fine, Richard.
Can we go with the interview? I'm sorry, I'm
well,
ready to talk if you are.
We've been talking a great deal, honestly, and I've got to meet.
We?
Yes, we. It was mostly pleasant. I was cursed at and called fat, but that's fine. Unfortunately, we're out of time for the.
Got it off easy.
I know. But unfortunately, we're out of time. That's all tonight with Psychology Tonight. I being your host, Jack Cromines, and again, guest Richard Patrick. Thank you
I'm
for
a host,
joining us.
don't worry.
Will. you might be our last guest, but on the docket we have next week Harvey Weinstein, and we're going to see what the hell's wrong with him. Join us next time, and good night.